I used to think living on my own, leaving the hood was going to be expensive, but now I've discovered and found my ways on how to live in downtown high rise for free. Stick around and let me show you how I've done it.
This is what I want y'all to do, right? Go ahead and jump into Airbnb, and just look up anything for whatever city. And for in this case, just follow this example. We're gonna go into Dallas, right? We're gonna go into Dallas and for Highland Park, or I'm sorry, by North Park area, or even better, let's say let's just keep it at downtown, right? Why? Because they have the aquarium, they have Uptown, Bishop Arts, art, actual art, the district. You have a good amount of things there, right? So what you what you want to do is look to see what's renting out in the area, right? What has the most demand? Look to see who has the most reviews. Understand your competition. What is it that they're doing? What's working for them? How booked up are they? Everything within there, right? And that'll give you a good understanding of what to kind of go after. So you go like there's this one called Jonder Want, something like that, right? And even Sonder, they're some of the biggest ones in the nation. So they have some of the best prop. They have some of the best units that I've stayed at personally. So what I wanted to do is copy them, right? What are they doing? What's their process like when I'm checking in, and when I'm looking at it? How hard is it to book it? What type of questions do they ask me? What's the check-in like? Do I need a code? Do I need a key? Do I need to meet them up? Um, how's the parking like? Everything, right? Just start breaking everything down. And so go to their daily rate on their calendar, get an idea of how much they're charging. What's the daily rate going for on the weekdays and on the weekends, right? And then you want to look at their calendar. Look at their calendar. So put the date from whatever, September 30th to, or September 20, September 30, right? Or 3 days, whatever it is. And start comparing and looking at their calendar, right? Once you're in there and it tells you the amount is this and this, go in there and look at their calendar. If you click on their calendar, it will show you how booked up they are, right? So most of the times, like Jonder want, they're booked up pretty ahead of time, right, in advance. Right now that holidays are coming up, it's about to get pretty. A lot of people are going to start traveling, right? So downtown is a great place to have Airbnbs, because people want to be all around that, the environment, the energy, the celebrations, and things like that, right? So pay attention to how booked up they are in a month, right? So for the months of September, we're in 9/10. Look at how many nights they were already booked, and then also pay attention to how booked up the rest of their calendar is, right? I think a sweet spot in Dallas to say is about 60 to 70% booked up in downtown. Now there are some places that get booked up to about 87%, but that also it depends what time of the year it is. Um, so let's say get a pretty solid number, right? For the month of September, it looks like I'm going to be at this. Uh, let's say 10 nights, right? 10 nights out of 30 the whole month. That puts me at 30%. But October, it jumps up to 20 nights out of 30. And you start getting averages, right? What is the average daily rate that they book for a one bedroom, one bath, two bedroom, one bath, three bedroom, two bath, two bedroom, two bath, whatever it is, right? Start comparing with exactly what it is you want, right? Again, this is a projected profit, and this is how you're going to start analyzing it. And then once you get an idea what your daily rate is, get an idea of what your calendar will look like, right? So if you're 10% booked, 50% booked for the month, and this is what I like to do. What is the minimum amount of nights that need to get rented in order for me to pay my rent, right? So if my average daily rent is $300, let's just say 300, and my rent is $3,000, right? Now that's everything included, the utilities, the internet, everything. $3,000 at $300 a night. then that means I just need 10 nights booked minimum in order for me to just break even, right? So on the calendar, if I'm already comparing, again, you want to do this with multiple around the area, right? Get an idea of about 5 to 8 of them and look at all of their calendars. Shit, go above and beyond. Do 10 to 15 people. Really study how many days they're booked up in the month. And then you want to focus on, in your specific area, how booked up will you be? Now, let's say 30 days in a month. You'll be booked up 50%. That's 15 days, right? 15 days times 3, that puts you at $4,500. So a $1,500 profit, right? Now, would you call that safe? I would, right? I would definitely call that safe, because if your average booking a month is 60%, and you're making the math at 30% just to break even, you have to be 30% booked. Then that means you have a lot of leverage, right? You have that 30% to that 60%, that's another 30%, right? So if you get it booked up 60% of the month, now that means you're bringing in about $4,800. So that's about an $1,800 profit, right? So that's good. That's being able to pay everything and still making some profit, right? Now that you got that idea, right? You got step one. Step one is analyze, and what is it that you're looking for? Apartment, house, condo, whatever it is. What's the daily rates, the daily average going for? And then how booked up are those places, right? In that specific area. Now, once you start adding that up and say, all right, 4,500, all right, cool. This is what the average, excuse me, this is what the average is like. And you can also go to talk to the landlord, either whether it's apartment or house or condo, whatever it is you're going to be doing, and let them know what the other units are renting out for, right? What I did was I got a good idea and understanding of what the floor plan I was looking at, and then I went on Zillow, or I contacted the apartments and asked them what something like this was going for, right? Now, once they told me, well, 22,000 all the way up to 4,000. We'll go with whichever one will create the best experience and can make you a good amount of profit as well, right? You don't want to just focus on profits. Focus on creating the best experience. Me personally, I'm all about pride in my name, so I will always give you the best experience that I possibly can. So, and then the profits will come later on and along with it, right? But I will not drag my name for a quick buck. So now that you understand, you got step one, which is analyzing the area and seeing what it is that you're looking to book out. Number two is what's the average daily rate going for. Number three is comparing it and understanding how booked up a month you'll be, right? Worst case scenario, how much money you actually need to break even, and what's the best case scenario. In this case, 70% is the best. So now we'll see, okay, well, we have this much money to play with. So the next step is comparing everything that gets inside of the apartment, right? How are you going to furnish it? What type of things are you going to be offering? So again, we go back into other people's. So look at other people's profile and what are they offering? What type of beds? What type of lights? Working stations, areas? What type of, do they have cups? Do they have food? Do they have water? Do they have complimentary whatever, right? Shirts, wine bottles, champagne, whatever the case is. And start implementing some of those into your place as well. So if you want to prepare your place for entrepreneurs, then get very familiar, right, with what they want, and then pay attention to these other places, and you're gonna start getting things that are very similar, right? You can always go to Amazon and buy these things, just add it on the cart. As you're going down, they got this type of couch, this type of bed, carpet, rug, TV, and then just get an idea, right? Once you start getting an idea and breaking everything down by the numbers, you'll have a better idea, is this a good investment or not? My place took me $8,700 to get started. So what I did is I wanted to see, can I get this started with no money, right? None of my money. Why? Because it's a new project, and why would I pay out of my pocket if there's other businesses and credit cards and other people that could lend me that money? And you can get money almost for free, right? I'm not saying you don't have to pay it back. I'm saying you can get money lended to you at 0%. Now, a lot of people are, this is where they get skeptical and no, you can't, something's going to come along. Okay, cool. Go get a credit card, business credit card, or personal. I would say get a business credit card because you get a way bigger limit and they give you more, there's more advantages, right? You get more points, you get lower interest rate. And again, there's a lot of credit cards, Citibank, Bank of America, I can't think of any. There's some Amex that offers 0% interest for anywhere from 9 months up to 20 months, right? Bank of America actually just started, they just mentioned one. I believe it's either 18 or 20 months. Don't mark my word on it. But if you want to actually learn more about that, what I use is, it's called Doctor of Credit. And I'll go ahead and put it on here. Oh, wow. Okay, well, I don't even know how to comment. Oh, there it goes. So it's called Doctor of Credit, right? Now that gives me an idea of what's happening with the credit cards. What type of offers are they offering, right? You got personal credit cards and you got business credit cards, and it gives you a breakdown of everything. It gives you, this changes on the weekly, sometimes on the daily. So whatever I'm saying right now, just take it with a grain of salt and learn to do your own research. I'm going to provide you the sources that I use so you can go make your own decision. But my personal favorite was Amazon, right? Chase Sapphire, because they offered, I believe it was 9 months with no payment on the business one. So I went ahead and took that jump, right? I went ahead and got the Amazon business line, and I went and started buying furniture, everything I needed, right? Everything I needed to furnish the place. Now, again, it cost me about $5,000, $6,000, somewhere around there. I can't remember the exact number, but in total it was $8,700. Now that is including the first month payment of the apartment. That is including the down payment, the deposit for the apartment. Yeah. So, okay, cool. You don't have the money to get the deposit or pay the first month's rent. Cool. So what do? Well, there's credit cards as well that offer, and they reward you and tell you, sign up for this credit card and you'll get a $200, $300, $400, $500 bonus when you spend $2,000, $300, $400, $5,000, right? So the biggest trick here is, what do? You go get the credit card, sign up for the credit card, and you can either put the deposit on the credit card. You can put your first month on the credit card as well. And if you want to just liquidate it, if you think it's not going to work, go buy some gift cards, right? You can buy up to a $500 limit per gift card. So now you got to get $2,500 out, right? So what do is go buy $2,500 worth of gift cards. Go buy 5, 6 gift cards. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to get those gift cards and you can either turn them into cash. Now this is called liquidating your credit. I'm not always recommending this either, right? Don't try to screw the banks over, all these lenders, because it will hurt you more than help you out if you don't pay them back. So I put the deposit, I got my first month rent, and I was good, right? So now I got everything furnished. Now you also got to remember, keep this in mind. The moment that you sign that lease and you move in, the clock is ticking. Right? So the clock is going to be ticking, and you got to make sure that as soon as you get in there, you want it to be running. Right? You want it to be up and running. And get the place knocked out within 2 to 3 days, right? Why? Because it's going to take you some time to get your place approved by Airbnb. You're going to have to make better pictures. You're going to have to take pictures, furnish the place completely, right? You're going to have to take pictures, and then you got to write the whole description, listings, and every single thing, right? So realistically, it's going to take you about 2 to 3 days. It just depends how hard you go at it, how hard you work. But you do want to focus on that. Focus on getting it out as quickly as possible, right? So before you do all of that stuff, you got an idea of the apartment already or your house that you're going to be renting. And then you're going to create your Airbnb profile. You're going to order all these things, right? Have them delivered ASAP. If not, then pick them up. And you want to have your game plan already, right? As soon as it's up in the next 3-4 days, get it live, get it going. It's going to take you some days to get approved. And because you are new as well, if you don't already have an account, then you will need to get approved still. All right, they're going to have to verify documents and everything. So make sure that you get started as soon as possible. The clock is ticking.